I have absolutely nothing to say about the new album. Can I go now? It's content-driven, I tell you.
The story of my life right here.
When you get to my house, you sit down.
We're not doing that right now, right?
Very, very good. Sort of a real thing.
Things I could tell you. Oh, you don't know the half of it. I usually find a key song on the album, but as this was such a body of work in a way that represented something as a whole, I tried to find some title that was not a part, that sort of wrapped the whole thing up. And it was the punnish nature. I'm a sucker for a good pun. And the idea of having something that becomes ours when you talk about it, but is written in terms of time, appealed to me strongly. And it was really an exercise in finding remorse and self-incrimination and regrets and all those things. And I wanted to explore that as a theme for the album. You want to try that again?
Mark, that amp out there is not very loud.
Are we going to go for that again, Marcus?
Yeah, we'll go again.
So I haven't worked in this way for many, many years, where I've written the songs before I actually go into the studio. I went on a bit of a sabbatical with Reeves Gabrels, my guitar player. We went over to Bermuda and wrote an awful lot of the stuff there initially. I think for this album particularly, Reeves and I didn't communicate verbally at all. I think we just got straight into the playing of it. And most of it came out of virtually jamming. There have been some surprises on this album. I thought it was just going to be myself and Reeves, probably, and some machines. When we started laying the tracks down initially, I think Mark Platty, our engineer and co-producer, started suggesting that we put in certain other things to fill out the sound of it. So it's quite a traditional kind of way of working. It's quite reactionary compared to the way that I usually work. I enjoyed it a lot. It was nice writing like that, in the old-fashioned way. So much of an original idea gets lost in the studio process. We've been very careful to try and retain what was essentially a good feeling and a nice idea. I think by not complicating the thing too much. Very simply produced. It's not extravagant in any way.
That's all, folks.
Those noisy rooms and passion pens, I loved you. I quite liked donning the mantle of guitar player for this album. I've always liked the 12-string guitar, and I can just stumble around on the 12-string. I think maybe me playing a lot of 12-string on it gives it a certain sense of vulnerability and innocence, because I don't play very well. And rather than let Reeves correct it all for me, I kind of left it on there because it just feels right. The gods forgot that they made me. What I find I'm doing in this very last week of so-called remixing is I'm actually stripping a lot of the stuff back again. I felt that maybe some of it's getting a bit grand, and I wanted to kind of re-sculpt it down, so I'm hacking away and taking things off to get even simpler with the material. And specifically it happened with Seven. 7 days to live my life. 7. It was a full drums and bass and guitar piece, and I just dismantled it. And overnight it's become more or less an acoustic piece, far superior to the version we had. So I'm very happy. I guess one of the more unusual songs on the album is a song that was actually was a contest on Bowie Net. I got the users to submit their own ideas for a verse contest, which they did, and there are thousands and thousands. And we eventually arrived at Alex's version, and I got him to come into New York, and we gave him a pretty cool weekend, I think.
So we got you, hey kid? I always fall for the publishing contract deal.
I sang the complete song with his lyric. And then I got him to, I roped him into singing background.
How was that? All right.
I think he was quite frightened by that. He got into it.
Really. And action.
And just hold the stare between
The reflections. We're not doing that right now, right? We sat down for a couple of hours talking through what we want to do for Thursday's show. And I tabled the idea that we should possibly have an encounter between the young David Bowie and this age David Bowie. So we're going to recreate those two situations. They interconnect with each other in their lives, but aren't really existing on the same plane. But there are certain areas of their lives that they keep encountering. So there's a nice kind of dichotomy.
Do you need anything, Dave? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were bloody look. What do they look like?
My overall master plan, of course, is for me to stop doing videos entirely and let the young one take over. So, because I hate doing videos. It's really boring. And I think somebody else should do them for me. So I'm recreating a David Bowie to do it. So I can retire the other David Bowie and David Jones can go back to painting and doing what he wants to do.
So that's really good. This semi-three-quarter here is great, isn't it? That's very good, huh?
So this is the first one where we introduce the, it's David Bowie 1.01. So download this sucker.